Hello, all of my sandy bears. My name is Chronically Blue, and welcome back to the 8th episode of SpongeBob SquarePants Movie the Game. Now, in this episode, I want to let you know that right here, the area that we are currently in, it is dark. Like, it is very hard to see. And so what I did for your enjoyment is I turned up the brightness, and this is what it looks like normally. So I just turned up that brightness for that little section of it because it was unbelievably dark. And now we have some glowing sludge that we are able to go through, and it grants us some light, so it's a little easier to see. Yes, I just want to talk a little bit about my day because I have quite a bit of time now, which is very nice. So yesterday I went to an amusement park, and I went there with my family, and we were very disappointed. We've been going to this amusement park for the last 10 years at least. We just go there either every summer or every Christmas, but it's definitely a Christmas tradition or to go there every single year in order to see all the Christmas stuff and try to get into the Christmas spirit. And it was unique. It was very disappointing. From what we are all used to, it used to be a little section that was closed off that had all the Christmas stuff in it, and it was like musicians and Christmas mini games and Christmas areas that you can buy stuff, like drinks or food, all that good stuff. They had it completely blocked off. You could not go there. And so we were all just like, well, what the heck? Where are we supposed to go then? And so they just scattered the Christmas stuff all over the normal walking areas. I'm like, okay, that's a change. That's not for the better, but it's a change. And there used to be a bunch of different smoking areas. However, when you look at the different smoking areas on the app, it shows that there's 5 of them. We could only find one. And by one, I specifically mean only one of the smoking areas had a specific designated smoking area sign. The rest of them did not. And for the quote-unquote smoking areas that did not have the sign, they did not have the ashtrays for people to put out their cigarettes, which is not good. And it definitely seemed like a lot of people were not aware that that was indeed smoking areas. So, you know, that's just something that would maybe help a little bit. But these things, they happen. It was just very weird in order for these changes to be made to what felt like to us very abruptly. However, they are putting in new roller coasters and such, so I think the method behind the madness is that they are cutting corners in a little bit in order to be able to make the new roller coasters, as well as to try to afford the copyrights for some of the previous experiences last year. Or from the years before, I mean. However, one of the things I very, very much remember was that there was a specific ride where it wasn't anything awesome, but it followed the story of this animal and this animal going through a bunch of stuff, and then once you finish the ride, you got to see a bunch of the animal in a natural shelter. And so on every ride, there's a little timer countdown thing, and it's normally accurate. They were not accurate this time. The time was 0 minutes for one, and so we got in line for it, and it was not 0 minutes. We were standing in there for maybe half an hour. I'm like, okay, awesome. The worst part is that there wasn't even a ride. It was just to go and see animals. So, like, it totally let everyone down. It's like, huh, I stood in a line to see this? That's unusual. However, because we were superb members, we got a free fast pass, and we got 2 free fast pass that we could use, and you had to use them that day or you couldn't use them at all. So it was either now or never. So we went and looked around at a bunch of the different rides and such, and we rode almost all the rides. There was one ride that we normally do every single time that we were there, but the line was way too long. So we're like, that hurt me. But there was a ride that we normally go on, but the line was way too long, and all of us wanted to do it, and we only had 2 of the fast passes. And so, what we did was we went on all the other rides that we normally wouldn't go on, and my mom is not a fan of roller coasters. The only one that she would go on willingly is the one that had such a long line that all of us wanted to go on. But I was able to very politely and constantly ask her if she would go on rides. And the first one, we did the newest one, which none of us had been on yet. Oh, that is terrifying. Oh, sweet goodness, I cannot tell you. What happens is you start by going forward in the coaster, then you don't have enough speed, so it takes you back, and you go all the way back, and then it goes all the way forward, does twists and turns and upside downs. Oh, sweet goodness, I cannot even tell you how much it terrified me. And that wasn't the worst one, though. The worst one was the one that's been there for a while that we hadn't done. It was... So, with roller coasters, they normally have safety bars and such. For this specific roller coaster, it had a thing that came down onto your thighs. And so, the only thing keeping you in place was this thing pressing against your thighs. And so, I was like leaning forward and back. I'm like, oh yeah, this is fine. I'm completely good here. And then the ride started. And every time we went forward, I felt my butt leave the seat a good 5 inches. I'm like, I'm not safe, I'm not safe, I'm not safe, I'm not safe. And apparently it was hilarious to my mom. And she's like, apparently my screams are so entertaining for her that she was crying while laughing because she was fully secure and I was just screaming the entire time. They poked fun at me, which, you know, if you're gonna poke fun at me, at least do it for something that was like very recent. I do not enjoy people poke fun at stuff that happened like years ago. So it was a very much welcome change. But it was really awesome. It was one of the most genuine times I've been with family at that amusement park. None of us argued. There was no attitudes. Everyone was fine. We all did what we could. It was a really nice time. We just found out that a lot of the stuff that we normally enjoy was not there, which was not great. But these things, they happen. I can't change them. I can't make anything happen, you know? It's just as it goes. However, I did want to bring up my PlayStation 2. So with my PlayStation 2, it is a bit of a hassle. If I record with the normal component cables, the red, yellow, white, it looks passable. It's fine, I guess. However, there was an upgrade for it called composite cables, where instead of it being 3 cables, it's 5. And it's supposed to give you like a better picture and all that such. I'm like, okay, well, you know, because this is available, you know, I'll go ahead and try it. And the first thing that I did was I tried to get a like all-in-one thing. So you plug it directly into the PlayStation, hit the switch, plug it into HDMI, and then it's supposed to work. It does work, unless you plug into a capture card. If you're plugged into a capture card, it does not work. So, I had the wonderful dream, like, okay, well, this didn't work, let me go ahead and try another thing. So I got the composite cables, and I got an upscaler thing that plugged right into it, and then it was a HDMI. And if it's in my switcher to the HDMI, I mean, switcher to game capture, it doesn't work. But if it's plugged directly into the game capture, it works.
A big pile of broccoli?
Name's Dennis. I was hired to kill you.
Look, buddy, I hate to burst your bubble, but you're talking to 2 men here. We don't have time for these silly games. So if you could just step aside. Ow! Help me, Patrick!
Don't worry, buddy. I'll save you.
So here we are fighting Dennis. What we have to do is we have to either grab the watermelons or the enemies and throw it at Dennis. And that's about it. Just avoid the enemies, don't fall off, and whack Dennis with fruit. But anyway, when I used the upscaler, it looked good. It definitely fixed the one thing that I could notice. However, there was also something else that I noticed, and that was because of like what it is and what it does. If something is like appearing on the screen like a loading bar, and if it's going a little bit, and then a little bit, and then a little bit, you will see like, it's really hard to describe it, but like a little whoosh, like a little movement wave of it from where it wasn't before, and that is definitely a little distracting. As well as one other thing is that I played Grand Theft Auto on it, and the score, if you move the camera around.
Finally, I got you right where I want you.
That's a big boot!
Don't worry, this'll only hurt a lot. I love this job.
Bigger boot!
Wait, Pat! This bigger boot saved our lives!
Yay! Thank you, stranger!
It's the Cyclops! Run!
And so, SpongeBob and Patrick escaped the clutches of the mad, murderous Dennis, only to be captured by the even more hideous Cyclops, and then they passed out, awakening in a dreamy, goofy goober wonderland where... Oh, wait a minute.
Hey, it's the Goofy Goober! Patrick, there's the Goofy Goober himself!
Oh boy!
As I was saying, SpongeBob and Patrick continued on, allowing nothing to distract them.
Goofy, goofy, goober, goober, yeah!
It's just a dream. Don't waste your time. Go ahead.
So when I move the camera around with the score, it goes from like smooth to jagged.
Only Goofy Goober knows the way out of Gooberland, the sea bottom's nuttiest place.
Dun, 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 dun. So if you do not know the difference between smooth and jagged, smooth is if you draw a straight line, jagged is if you try to draw a straight line on graph paper.
Guys, Goofy Goober knows the way out of the amusement park. Follow Goofy Goober and don't lose him.
Don't worry, Mindy. There is no chance of him getting away from us.
Yeah, we won't let him out of our sight.
If he gets too far away from you, you'll have to start again.
Awesome. just had to retry that one. So this is the Goofy Goober Sundae Drive, and I'm going to try to show off the treasure chest in this first run, but I don't think it'll allow me to. It's because we legitimately have to follow the Goofy Goober yeah, or else we will lose. And I do like that they keep changing how the first mission is, so then it's not the same thing over and over again. But I also like if it gave us some leeway in order to be able to like find the stuff that we're looking for.
Makes me dizzy.
This is one thing that I think would be cool, would be if once you beat the game, then an arrow would appear just showing you in like the direction of to the next treasure chest or giving you a hint. Just anything like that that'd be able to, you know, assist if you didn't have access to the internet back in 2004. Which I don't know how that how was it like in 2004 with internet? How was that dial-up? And if Wi-Fi was around in 2004, don't mind me, I was born in 2000, so how would I know? You want me to research stuff? Oh, that's funny. That's funny. Why would I research stuff when I can watch SpongeBob and Patrick drive a hamburger? Yeah, see? Your point's mute. But anyway, I was thinking of insults or curse words that I could call people while I'm recording. And it just came to my mind yesterday. And the only one that I could think of was Waffle Stomper. That's the best way I could call some of these challenges. Some of these challenges are just straight up waffle stompers. And if you do not know what a waffle stomper is, I would suggest not looking it up. I would suggest asking your parents. It's nothing horrible, but it's also something that you don't want to do. It just makes someone's life more difficult. Okay, so I work from home. I just sit at my computer and I do stuff. And so yesterday was the first day of me walking more than maybe an hour or so, because I normally walk in Target. But I had this feeling that I got something stuck in my shoe. And so at random points I'll just take my shoe off and like check it for a rock or whatever. But I didn't find anything. And once I got to my parents' house after the drive, I took off my shoe and sock and I looked and I saw that I had formed a blister. Because apparently I haven't walked in so long for quite a while that my foot was rebelling against me. It's like, no, stop. We gotta cause him pain so he stops. And it's like, when am I gonna make that work? Because that'd be way too convenient. Why would I listen to my body? Drink water? Psh, I'd rather drink Dubby. By the way, I am sponsored by Dubby. You can use the code Chronically Blue to get 10% off your order on the Dubby store. Anyway, for those of you who do not know, I happily promote it again because I am sponsored by Dubby. If you use my code, you get 10% off your order. I get some of the funds, and it can go into getting more games and such that y'all enjoy. It's an energy drink, but it comes in powder tubs. So what you do is you take a little scooper that comes in the tub, scoop into the Dubby cup, add 8 to 10 ounces of water over to the hydro. It's 10 to 16 ounces of water, and you shake it up and drink it, and you get the good caffeine. And it, like, when you look at the prices, it does not look great. You're getting one tub for $30, but that one tub has 30 servings in it. You paid $2 or more for one thing of any other energy drink. So it definitely, you definitely get your money's worth, as well as because it's not taking up fridge space. You just put it on the counter and then just scoop it. It really helps. It's awesome. I very much enjoy it. So again, if you would like to check out Dubby, please go to the website, and it is dubby.gg, and use the code Chronically Blue in order to get 10% off your order. Anyway, now that we're done with the self-promo, this water section is very annoying because it is very hard to steer. Because the water's pushing you, as well as it's imagine you're on oil and you have butter socks. It's just going all over the place. It's not helping. It's just a nuisance. It's a waffle stomper, really. Anyway, we finished the first level.
Well done, Patrick and SpongeBob. Here's your reward.
She said my name first.
That's great, Patrick. We get it. You are not doing great this November. Alright, so now I'm going to be showing off the other treasure chests. So the first one is here in the first tunnel. When we smash through that wall that has the road going into it, there's the treasure chest. And on the second lap, when we go through, you're actually going to go to the left on the part that's blocked off. And then we will actually go ahead and find yet another treasure chest, which is definitely helpful, as well as a weird monster that just moved up, but whatever. But this is how we get the treasure chest here near the ramp.
We'd love to take your challenge.
And Goofy Goober tokens.
As you drive around the track, rings will appear along the way. You have a limited time to drive through each ring. Drive.
That's great. I don't care. Yeah, so here we have the rings, and just like last time, it's not that bad. So, more story time. I am running out of things to talk about. Oh, I started playing. So I have the Mega Man Wily Wars on the Genesis, and if you are a retro game aficionado, then you know that that's pretty amazing. If you are not, then I will give you a breakdown of it. It is the first 3 Mega Man games from the NES. remade with 16-bit graphics and 16-bit music on the Sega Genesis. And it was only released in Japan and Europe. America never saw it. And once you finish the 3 games, then you got to do a little bit of a gauntlet using any mixture of weapons from the 3 games, which sounds really cool. And the only way in order to be able to play it in America is through either using a unique way in order to obtain a file on your computer, and using a unique software in order to view and or play said file, if you know what I mean. The other way is the way that I did it, because there's a website called Limited Run, not sponsored, but Limited Run Games does cool stuff where most of the time it's nothing amazing in my eyes. They're taking indie games and putting them, like giving them physical releases and such, which, you know, is cool, but nothing amazing to me. However, what they also do is they also take some of the old games that are like very rare and re-release them, and if they have like collector's editions, or you can just get the regular game. And so that's what I did with Mega Man: The Wily Wars. So I got like a bunch of stickers, postcards, a photo, wallpaper thingy, poster, that's it, poster. And it even came with the manual and the regular Genesis box, so it looks very official. The cartridge itself, it's not the regular black Genesis cartridge. It is blue with sparkles. Yeah. Pretty epic. Something similar to that I also ordered from them was the Star Wars Episode 1 Racer game for the N64. I got that for my stepdad, and I think it's blue. Yeah, it came blue with a certificate saying what number of it is. It also came with like a challenge coin, and just a bunch of cool stuff. So they really try to make it worth your money. However, again, you do not have to get the collector's edition if you do not want to. If you just want the game, you can do that. They even do some releases on retro handheld and such. Like there was a Game Boy Color game a while ago. I don't know. I'm currently not in the right place to be spending money, so that's why I was really hoping for this PS2 thing to work, but nope. So we're just gonna have standard quality. Oh well. We'll live. Well, I don't know. I'll figure something out. But yeah, so again, we are just following the rings here, and the rings do take us through most of the paths that I did just show off. And if you notice any cuts, that is because if you get a treasure chest, that's it. You don't get to do it again unless you play through the entire game again. Which is why, if you notice in the Rock Slide episodes, I mean, you will see that the treasure chest counter changed. It went from 20 down to like 5. And that's because I had to replay through the game mode to get the footage of me getting the treasure chests, because it's almost like I care about you. Amazing. Yes, we are almost done with the rings here. At least I think we are. I think next up is the surfing. At least that's what I want to say. I'm not too sure. But we will soon find out. Don't you worry your petite little heads. I'm just looking forward to anything, literally anything. I did get some new games on the PS4, which I'm definitely looking forward to playing. I got the SpongeBob Battle for Bikini Bottom Rehydrated, which is not coming soon. I'm not putting myself through another 3D SpongeBob game until next year, so you can calm down about that. I also got Destiny 2 expansion, which I don't know if I'm gonna record Destiny, just because it's kind of a game that I don't really record for. It's just a game that I play to relax while my videos are exporting. So if I recorded it while exporting, that kind of defeat the purpose of me playing it. So I'm entertained. And then there was also another game I got, but I completely forgot what it was. Oh well. Oh, I think it was Mega Man Legacy Collection X and X2. Yeah, I think that sounds about right. So what we're doing here is you're going to stay on the right side of the road, get the boost, and then go right to the left there in order to bounce off that rock. That is how you beat this Macho Time challenge. And also don't hit that like I am. You can go to the little divot in the left in order to be able to just squeegee out there. Yes, that is... You are going to mess it up multiple times. I promise you, because I did. I treat others like I treat myself. You're going to mess up. Just keep at it. If you get frustrated, take a break, come back to it. You will get it. That's just it. That's just it. You got to keep trying, and then you will get it. And one thing that I am looking forward to is I got my PS2 grab box, where on eBay someone was selling a bunch of PS2 games for $50, but it was a mystery bag, so you had no idea what you were gonna get. I actually got some really good stuff. I got Baldur's Gate Dark Alliance 1, which is funny because I have Baldur's Gate Dark Alliance 2 on the Xbox, so I thought that was unique. Grand Theft Auto Vice City, the Transformers the game, World Tour of Poker, some sports games, Tyler Tasmanian Tiger, and oh, I got a Call of Duty game. Call of Duty World at War Final Fronts, which I didn't know they put Call of Duty on the PS2. But that's just kind of what happens when you grow up. I almost exclusively only remember Call of Duty games being on the Xbox 360 and PS3, which is very weird to me, actually, because that's... I mean, it's fine, but I'm just thinking about it. Like, can you imagine going your whole life being like, yep, I only know Sonic from the Master System. I never had a Genesis, and then I played Sonic 06 immediately after, and then I was immediately disappointed, so I'm not a Sonic fan anymore. It's a little heartbreaking, as well as if that happened, that'd be like saying, oh yeah, I played Call of Duty 3 on the Wii, but I didn't like it. You were like, you know that's because you didn't... Like, there's other ways to play it. You know that, right? What? Yeah. There's even a Resident Evil game on the Game Boy. What? Yes. And if you did not know that, you now know now. Yeah, so even if you mess that up, as long as you do it the first time, that's all that really matters. You don't have to do it every other time. You can definitely try. It's not going to hurt anything, but it's something. I've just been so busy. I really have. As well as we have Thanksgiving. In fact, at the time this uploads, it must have been Thanksgiving yesterday. So I hope you had a good Thanksgiving. And I hope family wasn't unique. I hope that they were not waffle stompers. And that's just one of the things that I remember specifically is I remember in school we would have Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday off. And now we only have Thursday off and we close early on Wednesday, but we're still working on Friday, and I'm just like, ugh, where's the freedom? Where's the family? Capitalism, I tell you what. And now allow me to go into a whole 30-minute history lesson about capitalism and what it is and why it matters. Just kidding. We finished the race.
That was great driving, SpongeBob. This is the final challenge on this track.
Don't care, Mitty. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you all enjoy. I'll see you all next time. Goodbye, Sandy Bear.